when he got sick. How he got sick, we have some speculations, but I'm not at liberty to discuss those right now due to my attorneys telling me not to talk about it.
Sounds like you feel like somebody intentionally gave it to him.
Yes. I believe him getting sick was something that was intentional.
Craig Mack's ex-wife Roxanne has been spilling the tea, y'all. And according to what she said, allegedly, somebody intentionally gave Craig Mack AIDS. And based on what she said, a lot of people now think it was Diddy who orchestrated everything. I mean, is it a coincidence that the timeline of Mack's infection, roughly 2007, according to the coroner, lines up perfectly with the period he was reportedly blackballed from the industry after trying to leave Bad Boy for a rival label? Also, why did Diddy appear to distance himself so completely from Mack's health struggles for over a decade, only to post a tribute after he passed? Baby, it would be truly disturbing if Diddy was the one who purposefully gave Craig AIDS, but let's just get right into it. Okay guys, so for years, the public was told Craig Mack died of congestive heart failure, right? However, recent reports have clarified that his actual cause of death was confirmed as complications from HIV/AIDS. Actually, his ex-wife Roxanne Alexis Hill Johnson and brother Andrew Mack revealed that he likely knew of his diagnosis as far back as 2007, which is the same year he left New York for South Carolina, and allegedly he refused conventional medical treatment due to his involvement with the Overcomer Ministry, which was basically a cult. But here's where it gets interesting. Based on what Craig Mack's ex-wife recently said, it's very possible that Craig was intentionally infected with HIV. First of all, Roxanne said that neither she nor their two children knew Craig had AIDS until approximately 14 days before he passed away, and she confirmed that it was estimated that Craig had been sick for 10 to 11 years and remained unmedicated during that entire period. Then Roxanne explicitly said that she believes his infection was intentional. She also mentioned that Craig refused to go to the doctor, and at one point he told her he was suffering from gout, and she encouraged him to seek professional help, but he did not. Something else that Roxanne said was that Craig was a very hetero man, to dismiss rumors that he may have contracted the virus from some dude. And according to her, a woman was purposefully sent to infect Craig. She even recounted a story where Craig warned a younger friend in South Carolina about the music industry, telling him, if you want to be in music, be careful, because they will put someone with you and they'll poison you. And when asked directly, she said again that a woman was sent to Craig for the purpose of infecting him.
You feel like a woman was sent to him?
Yes, I do. I do believe that. I do.
Honey, I know it's crazy to even imagine that someone would intentionally send a woman to infect Craig with the disease. And if you are out here wondering whether Diddy had anything to do with it, you are among the thousands who believe he was responsible. Now, as for why he would even do such a thing, allegedly, this was a form of retribution for Craig Mack attempting to leave Bad Boy Records for Death Row Records in the mid-90s. So, just for a bit of background, Diddy met Craig Mack at the Manhattan club Mecca and promised to sign him if he could freestyle to Mary J. Blige, and Craig did not disappoint. Soon, Craig Mack's star-studded hit, Flava in Ya Ear, was born, and the song went on to earn a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Solo, but lost to Queen Latifah's Had It Up to Here. A remix to the song featured Diddy's other up-and-coming stars, including Biggie Smalls, and at the time, Diddy even declared both Biggie Smalls and Craig Mack were the foundation of Bad Boy Entertainment. However, despite Diddy saying that Craig was part of the foundation for Bad Boy, he suddenly left the label to allegedly join rival Death Row, and this was after Diddy lied that there would be a second album from Craig, which never hit the airwaves. And you know, there was a time Craig did an interview saying that he got with somebody who wanted to do an album with him, but the person double-crossed him. And as much as he didn't mention any names, some people assumed that the person Craig was talking about who did him dirty was Diddy.
I got with somebody, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna say their names, I'm just gonna say somebody that wanted to do another album with me. So I said, cool, I gave him my price, and the price was, to me, was low. You know, and they were supposed to give me the money. And I go in the studio and I start banging out. So he came to me and was like, yo, I can only cut you a third of the money I'm supposed to give you. I said, you know what, man, I want to do these songs. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do this and that, the third, let's do it. You give me the money as we go. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a third again. I'll take a third again when we finish the actual recording of the album. Nothing happened. No money.
Now, apparently, when Craig stopped recording, the person started threatening him, and Craig organized a meeting with the person, and Craig was sure that they had intentions of harming him. Unfortunately, Craig Mack died at the age of 47, and something that was even stranger was that when he died, dozens of stars publicly sent their condolences to him and his family, including Diddy, but surprisingly, none of them showed up to his funeral. In fact, DJ Scratch revealed that he was the only famous person at Craig's funeral. According to DJ Scratch, Diddy was not even informed about funeral details, and apparently, when he offered to help with funeral expenses, his religious group refused. He wrote, "When I left Craig's memorial service, I called a Diddy to thank him for giving Craig the platform for the world to know Craig Mack's music. I told him I just left the service. He said, 'They buried Craig already. What service are you talking about?' He didn't know about the memorial service. A Diddy offered to pay for Craig Mack's funeral, but the religious community Craig was in declined. None of his friends or colleagues were allowed to attend his funeral. Diddy respected their wishes." Well, Craig himself had reportedly also given clear instructions that Diddy was not to be part of anything.
Craig Mack told his people, told the religious people, that don't let them pay for shit of mine.
So, you see how people would imagine that Diddy was responsible? I mean, if he was diagnosed around 2007 when he left for South Carolina, the infection likely occurred during the height of his career or the immediate fallout with Bad Boy. And the fallout was so bad, by the way, that he even joined a cult. Craig joined the religious group in 2011, and many found out about it when a video surfaced of him rapping inside the Overcomers Church in 2012. But then, the stories we had already heard about the church were crazy, with interviews from former members of the cult revealing that the leader, Ralph Stair, took advantage of dozens of people, and young ones, and infected them with STDs. He was arrested when footage emerged showing him touching a 12-year-old's chests during a worship service, among several other accusations. And the specifics that came up in the allegations were disgusting, to say the least. There were also reports that Stair instructed a young one on how to induce a miscarriage when she feared she was pregnant with his seed. He was also accused of defrauding some members out of life savings to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, records showed that Stair was implicated in the suspicious death of one adult member of his congregation and charged with illegally moving and burying the body of a 2-month-old baby whose death he did not report. That baby was also believed by many who were present at the time to have been fathered by Stair himself. Craig Mack was very much a part of the cult when he died, and even said that he forgave Stair. Well, a lot of people have also said that Craig Mack didn't just join a religious group because he was lost, but because he was fleeing for his life and seeking a place where the industry couldn't reach him, and that his refusal of medicine was a result of trauma-induced paranoia, not just religious devotion. And if you ask followers, they will tell you that Diddy was responsible. By the way, Roxanne also spoke about the fallout, and she recounted a specific incident where Diddy allegedly humiliated Craig Mack when he asked for financial help. The incident occurred as Roxanne and Craig were leaving an album release or listening party in New York, and at the time, Craig's music career was slowing down, and the couple was living show to show and struggling financially. As they were walking out, Craig asked Diddy if he could get a few dollars to hold him over until he returned from an upcoming out-of-town show. She then said that Diddy reached into his pocket and pulled out a massive knot of money. But despite the large amount he was carrying, he pulled out a single $100 bill and handed it to Craig. Yeah, I know how embarrassing that was. And Roxanne even said that she found the gesture extremely insulting and cold, especially considering Craig had put his blood, sweat, and tears into music that largely benefited Diddy.
I was shocked. You know, you can't say Bad Boy family and you don't treat a person like family.
So, according to Roxanne, Craig was visibly hurt and embarrassed, particularly because the exchange happened in front of his wife and Diddy's 2 security guards. Then she said that once they got into a car service to go home, Craig handed her the $100 bill, and out of anger and feeling insulted, she rolled down the window and threw the money out. Basically, Roxanne said that Diddy's bad boy family rhetoric did not match how he actually treated his artists. And as much as she didn't say that Diddy was the one who purposefully gave Craig AIDS, a lot of people think that given how she talked about Diddy, he was most likely responsible. Allegedly. Well, as for why she's bringing this all up now, she said that her primary motivation for speaking out is to get answers for her children, who are still bothered by the mysterious nature of their father's death. And with her telling her truth and citing specific warnings Mack gave about being poisoned by the industry, the question remains whether these were the grounded fears of a man who knew he was a target. Whether or not Diddy purposefully gave Craig AIDS, I don't know, but you let me know what you think in the comments section below.